Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar. My name is Rachel Klein, and I will be your presenter today. Today, we're going to talk about corrections in the donations module. So there's two places that you can go in and make a correction. You can go to posted batches or you can go to browse donations. So I'm going to show you today which place you can go, depending on what type of correction you need to make. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So I already have the donations module open here. And I want to kind of just chat for a minute before we start opening any screens. So the type of correction that you need to do is going to dictate what screen you have to do that correction in. All right, so if you find you've entered a batch and the batch as a whole is wrong, so whether the entire batch needs reversed, you just want to take the whole thing out, or like the date of the batch is wrong, say you posted it on Monday's date, but it really needs to have Sunday's date on it, the corrections to that batch in its entirety, you want to do in the posted batches screen. Okay, same thing goes for batch code. If you put the wrong batch code on a batch and you need to change the batch code for the whole thing, that correction can be done in posted batches. Okay, now if we're looking at more of a individual transaction situation. So say you posted a batch, but you find the amount on one transaction is wrong, or the giver is wrong, or a comment you put on a specific transaction is wrong. Or say you posted a donation and the date of just that one donation is wrong, or the giving account that you put the gift to is wrong. Anything like that, that has to be changed for the transaction specifically. So that is going to be done in browse donations. Okay. Or if you find that you put in a donation as part of a batch and it's just wrong, you just need to take it out. That can be done in browse donations as well. So we're going to look at two different examples, one in browse, one in posted batches, and hopefully that'll clear up what area of the program that you need to do the correction in. I find a lot of times on sport calls, people call in and they need to, change the giver of a donation they put in, and they're trying to do that in posted batches. Well, you can't. That has to be done in browse. Okay, so that's what we're going to cover today. So let's start up here at the top under donations. We're going to click on posted batches. Posted batches is a really useful easy screen to manipulate. Okay, so every batch that you've put in within the date range is always going to apply to the current year. You are going to see here organized by date. Okay. This is again a big difference between browse and posted batches. Posted batches is grouped by the batch by the specific date that or the donation date that was used when the batch was posted. Browse donations is organized by the giver or the individual who made the donation. Okay, so as you can see here, posted batches, every batch that's been posted so far this year is listed here by date. The total amount that makes up that batch is listed here, and a breakdown by cash, check, and then the number of entries that make up that batch. Another important column here is code. If you use batch codes, those would be listed here. So whether you have an early service or a late service, or maybe you like to batch out your online giving, that code would be listed here. Okay. Now, let's say, for example, this batch, most recent batch that was just posted on March 30th, the date's wrong, and we forgot to put in a batch code. Okay. Very, very simple to correct. So all you need to do is click to highlight. You don't need to expand the batch and click in here. So if I try to click in here, you can see the correct button has now grayed out. So this screen is going to give you an overview of the transactions that make up our batch on the 30th, but it's not going to allow us to make a specific change to an individual transaction. That has to be done in browse. Okay, but if we click up here and we highlight this specific date of the batch and we look down at the bottom, you can see the correct and the reverse buttons are available for you. So, for example, if this batch is just plain wrong and you want to remove it, you can hit the reverse button. That will go in and create reversing transactions for this whole batch and create a wash and take it out. It removes it. All these donations will be removed from the individual's records. Now, if you just need to do a correction, which is typically what I see the most on support calls, and typically it's the date was put in wrong, highlight the batch, lower left, hit correct batch. It's going to open up a little window here. Very basic, very simple window, and it allows you to correct two different things. You can change the batch date occurred. So say it really should have been posted for the 29th. Easy peasy, just hit the down arrow, choose the 29th or whatever date it should have been posted for. Or you can change the batch code. So let's say, this was actually from our 9 o'clock service and I really want to track it by batch code. So you can change both of these or one or the other. You don't have to do both, but you can. And then once you decide what needs corrected about the batch, you can say okay, and that just does the correction here in posted batches. Or if you know you need to transfer this correction over to accounting, if you use the accounting module, you can do the OK and transfer. That's going to create those reversing transactions to take it out for the wrong day. It's going to create the new transactions to put it back in for the corrected day, the 29th. And then it's also going to open up our transfer to accounting screen where we can send over the negative, taking it out on the 30th, and then sending it back over on the 29th with the corrected amount. Again, if you don't use accounting, obviously you're not worrying about transferring anything. But this is a nice way to see, okay, here's the money coming out, here's it going back in for the corrected date, and then here's the new batch code that I assigned. Same thing if we're looking back on the posted batches screen. If we don't use accounting, you can see the date here is now updated to the new date, and it popped my batch code in. Okay. Top left, you can click Show Reversed, and here it's going to show the reversing entries, the money going in, the money coming out. Date posted is the date that the transaction was changed. So we see today's date, and then there's the date the original donation was posted. If you want to print a report, easy peasy, come down here at the bottom, hit print selected, and this is going to give you that batch report that a lot of people really like to print after posting. Another good thing about this screen, if you find, let me zoom out. So here's the corrections from the reversal. If you find that you posted a batch and you forgot to print your batch report, a lot of people like to post, print the batch report right after that, file it away somewhere showing that they did enter and post the batch. If you ever find that you forgot to do that, this is a great screen. Come back in here, highlight whichever one needs printed, hit print selected. Don't need to change any filters here. Can if you want to, but you don't have to. And hit print, and then this is going to give us our new batch report with our corrected date, which you can see right up here at the top. Okay, so that's quick overview of posted batches. Remember, posted batches, you're changing the batch as a whole. Okay, now let's talk about browse donations. Get out of here. You can get to browse donations two different ways. You can come right here under browse, or you can come up to the top and click on browse. Takes you to the exact same place, doesn't matter how you get to it. By default, this screen is going to show you donations for your current year. So it's going to show, for this example, it's showing all of 25. And then if we look down here, every line item is a different giver. Okay, so this screen is going to be organized by person or the giver that made the donation. You can use this search box and easily look for someone. First or last name or giver number works fine. And then once you select them, it's going to give you, if you hit the plus, the details of all the different transactions that this person has made. If you find there is a transaction that you need to make a change to, you need to search for them by the giver first using this search box. Let's say we don't know who the giver is for whatever reason, but we have an amount or we have a check number. You can easily go into Change Dates, Filter, and Sort and use one of these fields to search for a particular transaction. So if you're not positive who the giver is and this person search isn't working for you, change dates, filter, and sort is going to allow you to go in and filter or search by a specific field here. You can focus in on a particular date, an amount, transaction number, whatever information you have, okay? But let's say we need to change an amount of a donation. Let's say we just accidentally typed in 30 and it should have been 35. All you need to do is find your giver and then highlight the specific transaction that we need to make the change to, okay? You can't have just Jen highlighted because you can see the correct and the reverse buttons are grayed out. Again, you have to tell the software what specific transaction am I changing. Once you have that highlighted, then you can see the correct and the reverse buttons are active. The reverse button, just like posted batches, is just going to reverse the transaction that you have highlighted. So if we were to reverse this $30, it's going to create a reversing transaction for the $30 to create a wash, to take it out, give you the good audit trail. Now, we need to make a change or a correction. Simply highlight the transaction. Top right, you're going to hit the correct button. And it's going to open up a window that looks really similar to the enter donation screen. Almost identical. This is where you can change or correct absolutely anything about this transaction, okay? You can change the date. You can add a batch code. You can change out the giver. Say it wasn't supposed to be to Jen, it was supposed to go to Craig. You could change that. The dollar amount is wrong. Simply change it to the 35. Payment method, check number, comments. Donation comments here, line item comments down here. Enter, remove, anything you need to do here. Food pantry is the giving account. Say it should have actually gone to kitchen renovation. You can simply click to change it. You can click in here and you can adjust the dollar amount, take it up by that $5. Or you can add a new line item. Come over here, hit the plus. It's going to create a line item with that remaining amount of $5. And then you can pick what account it was supposed to be in. So anything in here can be changed about the donation that's currently in the system, okay? If you don't use accounting or you don't need to send this change to the accounting module, you just go with Save Donation. It's going to reverse out the original and it's going to put in the corrected transaction for you. If you use the accounting module and you need to send this correction over to accounting because it's going to hit different accounts in your chart of accounts, then you're going to want to go with a save and transfer option. Okay. So again, if you have something about a donation that needs changed, find it, highlight it, and correct it. If you find you have a specific transaction that just needs reversed, highlight it, hit the reverse button, and that's going to create a wash and simply take it out. Okay. You can also print from this screen. Keep in mind if you do, like if I had everybody in here and I hit print, it's going to build me a massive report of everything on the screen right now. If you want to filter into a particular date and then print the report, you can, or filter down to a specific person, you can, and hit print, and then it's just going to print what's reflected on the screen. You can also check to include reverse transactions. So anything that you've put in and since reversed is going to show up in red. Let's see if we can find anything. Here we go. So here's that donation that we just reversed and posted batches. That batch that we reversed, this was one donation that was part of that from Mel. You can see that on the 30th it went in and came back out. And then here's the new date that we used for the 29th.